So guys, let's continue with the next part. Some more interesting, very unique use cases, very much useful I have for you, right? So very quickly, let me share my screen and let's do this, the particular use cases, right? So what is the idea, what I want to do here? The idea would be something like this. Let's say I'm working in my working area as a developer, all right? And let's say I have a file name called F1 and I store this file in my staging area. And then I finally commit it into my my commit area, this thing, let me do also in the parallel so it will save our time. Okay. So what I'm going to do to do this demo, I will create a new repository workspace, let's say 21. I'll go inside this workspace. Let me also update also here so we can see visually also what is going on. And let's say as a developer, I create this file, let's say f1.txt. I added this file. I've done the git commit. Okay. And with this f commit. Now working this part, but you guys know one thing, whatever you have committed, okay, whatever you have committed, it is not yet come. Why? It is, even though we don't require, but it should come ws21 because I am in the wrong folder. My folder name is very quickly, let me is where I am. Come on, I will be on my not in desktop. The folder name is LWOS project. Yeah. So this is what we have. And one small thing that you guys know, whatever you have in your head connected, that is going to next branch, that will push to the GitHub, and mostly whatever you have in the commit area, we work on those data, right? So my developer is still working on this project. And let's say they're working on the one file called a.txt, and they start writing the code. So let me write this file. So what I am going to show you in a minute, you come to know this file we have created. I put this file in my staging area. Okay, so right now the current scenario is something like this. If you see the status, my file is there in my staging area, so I can track this file, but it is not there in my commit area yet. Okay, so what I want to tell you here is, at this point in time, maybe we have a requirement, my code is not yet completed. Because my code is not yet completed, so there's no meaning to put in the commit area, because if you put this guy in the commit area, so guys, there's one concept called triggers. Okay, I'm not showing this concept right now because that need some kind of CI/CD connectivity or tools like Jenkins, but I want to like to give the idea here. So as soon as I commit this file, so there's some trigger that we can create locally in my laptop. Trigger means as soon as I commit anything here, automatically my data will push to the GitHub. Right now, guys, we are pushing ourselves manually, but we can write some commits here. As soon as I commit something, I don't have to manually push, it will automatically push to GitHub. So this is a very common things, mostly we write, not always, mostly we write in a local Git system, right? So point here is having a commit that is not proper is a very wrong thing, right? If I commit this file right now over here, okay, maybe my data will send to the GitHub, and as soon as they push to the GitHub, maybe we have some kind of web hook triggers there. They connect to the Jenkins and get the data, develop, build, the fail, they put in the production system with the wrong message or wrong data. So a lot of mess gonna create, right? But we need those connectivity. That's what we need in the automation world. That's a different point. So my point here is to just to give you a just this use case is, that I am working on this file. This file is not yet completed, so I don't want to commit. But as a developer, we have certain requirement come up, and I would have to work quickly on other file. And I put some data here, what a file we have, or I want to create a new file, but this file I want to commit. Okay, this file I want to commit. So let me create this new file, b.txt. Okay, b.txt. Let me put b here. Let me add this file as a new file, or maybe I already added file in my staging area. So technically, this is the file we have in my staging area. Now I want to commit only this file. Good thing is we know how to commit particular file. We know how to commit particular file. But here, right now, my project is very small, but typically in the project, we have hundreds and thousands of different files, libraries, and tons of things there. Okay, so my plan, what I'm trying to tell you here is, in my project, I want to commit all the files because everything is there in my staging area, but I don't want to commit this file because this file we're still working. This code is not yet completed. It's called work in progress file. Okay, so point here is, you can think in the multiple way. How can you exclude particular file on committing, or there's some kind of use case come up. Okay, if you commit this file, there is file. Normally we don't commit in this way. Mostly we write commit with dot because a lot of file is there in the staging area. All the file will be committed. But if I do dot here, all the file committed, but I don't want to commit a.txt file because still I am working in this file. My work is progress is still going on in this file. Or maybe sometime you might have also see, you are working on some branch, and from this branch you want to go out to other branch. They ask you to first commit it, then only you can go out. There's some kind of scenario you might have seen during the training. Okay, but I can commit because my data is not yet, my code is not yet completed, right? So any of this scenario come up where you are working on the file, but you don't want to commit, but you want to go out another branch, or you want to commit other things also. Any of the thing come up, and this is a very common scenario, right? So what can we do? We can tell my Git that this file is still in work in progress. Okay, that I know, but Git doesn't know. So what I would like to do here, I would like to give an illusion to the Git in such a way that this file is still exists in my system with the same data, but for some point in time till I go out in other branch, or till the time I will commit my remaining files. What I'll do, I'll create one kind of illusion where Git feel this file is not exist, and this file is up to date according to my system, so that I will you can think we can pose this work in progress in this file a.txt and start working other files, start committing other files, moving to here and there. So whatever you guys think of, we can perform, right? So if this kind of scenario when come up, then this can be done by a very interesting concept that's a very useful day to day. We have to use this concept called stash. So stash is the one thing through which we can do. So what can we do? Any file that you want to, again, there you want to keep in work in progress. Okay, you don't want to commit this file, but you want to quickly move to other file to do some changes, then commit. Okay, so what can we do? You can think stash is one kind of jar. So whatever the current status of a.txt file, we can store here for some time. It's like a temporary location. So this temporary location is known as stash. So let me show you guys. If I run the stash command here, I don't have any stash available. So you can think stash is like a jar, and you can think it is like a stack. Those who know about stack, right? One by one, we can keep on adding our temporary thing here, so that I can move to my next file, my next sort, and start committing this file without touching this guy. So I don't have a stash here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new stash. Even though if you see the help, there are multiple options they have. You want to put in the branch, or I want to save here for my case. So what I want to do at this point in time, I would like to save my current status, right? Or guys, can you hold for a second, please? 1 minute, please. So what I want, whatever the current status I have is not clean. Okay, but let's say this, let's think in this way. This 2 file is work in progress. I want to clean my environment. So I don't want to remove this guy from my staging area. I don't want to remove from my working area, but I would like to give an illusion that everything is clean. So what can I do? I can say git stash. I want to save my current work in progress. Okay, in my stash, and every stage we can give some comment. Let's say this is my first test. This is just a comment we are giving. Now what happened, guys? All the working directory, all the index means your staging area is stored in the stash name called first, right? If you see the stash list, there's one first comment stash is created with some unique index number called 0. Okay, but now in this case, you still have your now this 2 files here this 2 files is now no longer available in your working area, and if you see also your everything is clean, nothing is challenging here. Okay, why I want to do, because I want to make my area clean, or maybe I want to work on some other file. Okay, I want to add this file, I want to commit this file, and I want to commit my other messages. So everything that I'm doing is being cleaned. Okay, so I would like to work on other part of my code, want to commit. Now again, this part has been clean. Sorry, it's been clean. Now if you think your part is clean, you go here and there, other branches, everything's clean. So then what can you do? Again, you can go to a stash and say where I was working. Okay, I want to get my data back. So it's like a temporary container in your current branch. Temporary container in a branch, you can think is one kind of different temporary area also, that is called stash. Okay, and now all the working part, what you was working as a work in progress, is located here. Okay, so you can get it back. How? Before you get it back, you can see also, because you can create multiple stash. Okay, for example, let me do one more time. So let me create one more file. So that's called, let's say z1.txt. Let me add into my git staging area, but I don't want to put this guy in my commit area because work is still in progress, but I want to work on other part of my project. So what can I do? Again, I say stash. I want to save my work with the, let's say, second. So 2 things I put in my container, and if you see the list of this stash, you can see there's 2 things we have in my stash. So what you want to whatever you want to get it back, you can get it back from this temporary area in a working area. But right now, if you see, your working area is clean. Okay, these 2 files you have in the working area, and this is the 2 stash you have. So whichever stash you want to pick, you can pick. And before you pick, you can also check the stash details also. So let me show. Can you show me what you have at this comment? But this is just a comment. Okay, stash is known by this name. It is something like a, what you see in the history also, commit ID, something like this, had. So instead of had, we have a stash. So what we have is the stash number 1. So at this point in time, we have 2 files we was working on. So what you have is stash number 2. So at this point in time, we have only is what 2, no, it's 0, sorry. So what you have is stash number 0. We have only 1 file. So which one data you want to get it back in your working area, you can get it. How? Let's say my plan is to get back this part from my stash. So for this, what can you do? Just use one line called apply. Okay, you can get your data back in your working area here. Data come back, and again, because this data we have added into my staging area also, therefore will be there. So I start working on this part, and now if you want to go back again, you can again put in the stash and you start working on it. So it's a good tool, okay, to save your work temporarily into some particular stash. This is one thing. And if you think now this is stash you don't need, you can remove this stash, you can delete the stash. So you can get stash, delete, and give this test name. I think this was first one. I want to remove this test. I don't want this further. We can remove it. And remove, I think, is there's no delete command. This is what the drop command we have to use to remove this stress. So this particular stress has been dropped or deleted. Or there's one more option, guys. We can use pop. So pop will do two things. For example, we have one more test with us, test 0. You're going to see what data we have in this test number 0. You can use show command to check first. Now you want to apply this. Instead of apply, you can use pop. Okay, what pop will do, they will give your data back to you, this file. Okay, plus what pop will do, they will also remove it. So pop will work like a apply and delete command or drop command. Okay, so because test is like a stack, you guys know stack. So if you get the data out, that is called pop concept, normally in the data structure perspective. Okay, this is what they created. And there's multiple options also we have. You can see the help. If you want to remove the entire stash in one click, you can use the clear command to clear the entire stash. So it's very powerful utility. Main thing is you should know the use cases, and the use cases I explained to you. Okay, you also send your stash to particular branch to start working there. So something is there in my stash, you can put on that branch, like dev branch, start working over there. Okay, that's also kind of management you can do here. Okay, so this is, guys, about this test. Interesting concept, very much useful also. Okay, now let's talk about one more concept over here. That is, one small command I want to tell to you. We have some data in my working area. If you see the status, okay, we have 3 guys in our staging area. Okay, and if you want to remove any of the file from the staging area, I given you the command already. It's called restore command. It's not revert command, it is not reset command. Reset will do something like this. Revert, I think I haven't talked about. I'll show you very quickly one demo of revert. This is restore command. So let's say I want to get this data back in my working area. So now this data will be untracked from the staging area, and this command I show you in my first class already. Okay, this one. So some file we have the commit area, some file we have the staging area, some file we have the working area. So what can you do? There's a command called git clean. What git clean will do, it will clean your working area. Okay, here they ask you, do you want to clean? So I can use refusing to clean, where I use option called I. What I will do, they will make this command interactive. Git clean command interactive. Or they say, do you want to clean everything what you have, or you want to clean by pattern? Maybe, you know, pattern means any file.txt, any file.png. So you can give a pattern here what you want to clean. Or 4 can give, when the 4 here means ask for everyone. So they ask, do you want to clean this file? I say yes. There's no only one file, so they clean this file. Okay, so this makes the command interactive. Mostly, guys, in most of commands you can use I option to make the command interactive. So now there's that working area is clean. So you want to clean very quickly, clean the things, even though you can use rm command in Linux, but Git has their own command git clean to clean your working area. That is the file that is only there in the working area, not in staging and commit area. You guys can clean with a clean command. Okay, this is one more quick demonstration here. Let me quickly create one more workspace. I want to show you one more interesting use case, very much useful again. So what I'm going to do, guys, if you try to count, that's huge number of use cases I talked about. I try to cover as much as use cases, but the main thing is I try to cover a lot of internal concepts, how things connected, and everything's about different strategies. So maybe any kind of use case you guys will come across based on these information. Okay, you can able to solve any of the challenges you'll face, or based upon this information, you can start googling on the Google your Git documents, and you might find some new command there. But because you know the concept now very well, if you literally listen to me very clearly or also doing this practice. Then any new case come up, so searching the Google, because now we know multiple concepts, multiple vocabulary. We know the meaning of head, we know the meaning of how they link together, branch, merge, conflict, and some more things, right? So any different use case come up, by looking at the command and document read, right? Maybe in Stack Overflow or maybe in Git document, you guys can very quickly understand the concepts. So that base foundation I created for you to solve any kind of use cases with respect to Git and maybe GitHub. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create this folder, and what's my plan? And this plan, let me do very quickly. Use your touch a file I'm creating, add git commit a1. I'll go and create a new branch, let's say dev1, same thing I'm using. Also, let me show you from this graphical also. Okay, this is the current status is, and let's say this guy has created multiple files in their branch. Let me add, let me commit, let me create some more file to have our lab ready, so I can see what that use case will do for you. And let me do one more time. We are going to be creating a file called D, and maybe some code changes we have done also. Okay, and let me comment one more time. Okay, so the guys, this is the current status we have. Okay, this is the current status we have. Now in this status, okay, let me do one more thing. Let me copy this folder, because maybe my next use case I need to do the same thing, so it will save our time. So this folder I'm creating, copying in this folder. So we have one backup copy of this particular setup. Let me go back to my this folder 22. So I'm into my dev1 folder right now here. Now what I want to do, okay, dev1 has done multiple changes, one change, d4, 1.5, multiple changes that they do, and I want master will merge it. How to merge, you guys know. We can go to master to merge it. And how to merge, before the merge, let me show you the git logs command. Okay, git logs command. So master is 1850 here, and my dev branch is 3 commit ahead, right? How to merge, you guys know, but here the plan is something like this. My dev1 developer is still working on this project. The feature is not yet completed, but okay, but master need some feedback. Okay, what I mean by feedback here, master need to do one thing in the master branch. What master want to do here is whatever master know at this commit, my feature is not yet completed, there is still in the work in progress. But what master want to do, master need one particular commit, because master know at this particular time some feature has been fully completed, or maybe this base code has some bug, and so at this point in time our developer has fixed this bug. Still they are keep on enhancing the new feature in the same branch, but at this point in time some of the part has been done that is more than enough, and that part we can merge here. So I don't want to merge the entire part, this is one thing. Okay, plus what a merge study I want to use, I don't want to use any of the merge study what we know till yet. Okay, my plan is something like this. I want to merge, but how, not the entire the pipeline with this entire branch or the timeline. I want to merge something here or till here, and obviously if you merge here, this part also come up because everything built on the top of this. So I want to merge this part, so it's more like a three-way. So this kind of merge I want to do. So this is known as normally three-way merging strategy, right? So three-way merging I want to do, where my requirement is I don't want to merge entire thing. I want to pick myself which part I want to merge and till which part I want to merge. Okay, so Git has given this capability that you can pick till what point in time you want to merge in your master or whatever the respective branch would be. So this concept, guys, is called cherry picking. So cherry picking is a concept through which you can merge by some kind of three-way merging kind of strategy. Okay, and you can pick this point at that point in time and merge it, right? So there's the idea, guys, about cherry picking, or one of the use cases what cherry picking can solve for you. So right now in the master branch, if you see the current history of the master branch is this one. Now what I want to do, I want to go and get and say I want to cherry pick. Cherry pick is one command here. Okay, so I want to cherry pick till this one. This is called D4. Even though, guys, you can write this initial 4 character also, it will work, but let me write complete. So master is there till 1850. Okay. So bad revision. Why they say D4? Because I give the wrong name here. 4. Now it's been merged, and you can see, guys, because technically what they're doing, they're getting the data till here, putting the master branch, and after putting the master branch, they also commit. And because new data come in the master branch, you see also here, now master will have that new data. So at this point in time, I added file C. So file C also come up here. Okay, and because new file come into your branch, you have to commit it. So at the same time, they're also committing, and because they're committing, so there's new commit version come up. But technically now master have one more commit B262, but B262 has the same data what you have in the one at this point in time. Okay, so technique is what is merging, right? Merging conflict might also come up, but how to resolve merging conflict, I will show it to you. Same way you can conflict if some conflict come up while cherry picking. But the intention here is I don't want to merge completely. I want to merge only at this point in time. That was the whole and sole intention. Okay, so cherry picking can do for you. And that is a one very interesting use case. And mostly, guys, this is the one thing we always need. I can't wait to entire feature to be completed. By looking at this feature, we can see, let's say, because of the comments, I can see this part of the feature has been done. Let cherry pick from here and merge into my branch. So this is how it will work. Okay. So this is one use case. I think I show you with practical, with the proper use case expression of the cherry picking. Okay. Let me do one more example here. Okay, WS23 folder. I'm going this folder, and what I want to show you here, I'm in the Devon branch. They have some ABCD file, and what I want, maybe I have mistakenly updated some file or new file I've created here. So the point here is one minute. Point here is my system become also slow. Multiple files I already opened, but yeah, point here is till here we have done some changes. Till here we have done some changes. Maybe I think till here we have added C file. Till here we added D file, or some file code we have changed, right? So, but I feel after I commit this point in time, something failed, not working fine. So what can I do? We can, but we know till here, till C, or this point in time, I think is working fine, right? So we can do rollback. And for the rollbacking, I will explain you the concept called reset. So reset we can use for the rollback, or checkout we can use also. But reset is a concept I explain you in the study in very detail. But the only challenge in the reset is, is if you roll back with the help of reset, okay, this part they removed, and the head will connect to this point. Okay, and this part they will remove from this this branch, and they make this part orphan. And normally often a node we always do garbage collector. We expire it and then put in the garbage collector. Okay, so that's what we want. That's what we want to put this part in the garbage collector. I want to remove it because something is not working. But the challenge here is, okay, the challenge here is maybe in the future you might feel I want to get this data back, because my garbage collector already remove it. I can't get it back. And second challenge is, that is a big challenge, is because normally it is very common. There's very common. Somebody fork your branch, Devon branch in GitHub, for example, or somebody created one branch on the top of Devon branch. Let's say Dev2 branch. Okay, and somebody created Dev2 branch. So Dev2 branch, inside this branch, they are using this guy. Okay, on the top of this, they're adding more commits. Okay, so my point here is, in the Devon branch, if you try to reset, go back here and try to orphan this particular node, so other branch depend on this particular guy. Okay, that point in time, something fail happen and something might not work the way we wanted it to work, right? So having a resetting on some node, removing is we want, because some part is not working here. I want to go back, roll back. That's what we want. But removing this node is something was very, very dangerous. It is your environment. You can go and check somebody using or not. But in most of the cases, it's very dangerous if you're working multiple teams, right? So I've seen a lot of issues come up. Somebody working on it, they reset, roll back because they wanted to roll back, but somebody will depend on that particular branch, especially in GitHub. A lot of guys fork it, right? So if I remove that particular node, so all of your project might crash or might not work. But some of the intermediate node where you guys are rely on has been removed. So having resetting likely without knowing what is going on is very dangerous. So to have a better facility instead of reset, okay, what you want to achieve that can be achieved, and this problem also been solved. Very interesting utility that's called Revert. With the help of Revert, we can solve this challenge. So what Revert will do, they will let's say I want to go back and roll back to this node. Okay, this one thing, plus I want to keep this guy with me. So what is the idea actually Revert do is very, very interesting idea how Revert working, because I've seen most of guys use Revert in the real world is good, they're using, but most of guys doesn't know what is happening behind the scenes. So I'm trying to explain you the actual use case, how Revert work behind the scene, right? So it is something like this. Let's say this is a, this is a B, okay, and I want to roll back to this guy. So how Revert work? Okay, whatever data you have at this point in time, they take you there. Okay, so it look like this node removed. For example, this node we have A file, this node we have B file. So it look like this node removed. But what trick they're doing behind the scene, on the top of this, they add one more node. Let's say node name is 11111. Okay, so instead they had connect to this node. What Revert is doing, what happened, had connected to this node. And I told you guys in my initial classes, what is node means? Node means we are committing something. What can we put in the commit? We can put some flags. So instead we remove this node, we can put one flag that A file has been removed. So it means anybody who had this head and try to read this node, so what they find that after you might find this node, this will tell you we have A file, but what you're saying A file is removed. So technically, as a visibility perspective, view perspective, A file is not there, or the data is not there, whatever data you change at this point in time. That's what we want to achieve. And then we go to this node, all other data we can found. So technically, idea what reset is doing behind this, sorry, what is doing behind the scene is they add one more extra node on the top of this, and they write the flag there. Whatever change we have done in the A, they will mark the marker that this change is not yet done, remove it. Just a flag they write, not that they don't remove the data. So in this context, it looked like it looked like we revert back. Okay, or I can say roll back. This is one thing. A second thing, this node is also not removed. That's what I wanted. So if my other branches rely on this node, they're still working on this data. So without removing this node from your hierarchy, this can also be achieved. Very, I think you understood my point, right? Because this is kind of different kind of use case I already told you multiple times, but that is the power of revert. So it is always recommended instead of reset. Sometimes reset is also good, right? But mostly it is good practice. Instead of the reset, you can use revert. That's what I was talking about, right? Let me show you very quickly with the practical. Now I'm the dev1 branch. I want to revert back to my, right now this is the data we have in my system, cd file we have. So I want to revert back to my D479488, this particular point in time. They're asking you any comments. Okay, but understand one thing, guys. One more powerful concept I want to tell you. For a lot of guys, when this file open, it looked like we are talking about the comment. It is not comment, right? They are the commands. Even though we are doing reverting, but you can change the command also here. We can change the merge command. We can change the stress command. We can change the pick command. Okay, this is the command you can pass in this file. The command is this one. My reward message, something like this. Okay, but this is the command. On the file also you can change the command according to the will perform, right? So now this reward done, and what do you see? On the top of D479, they added some more information. Okay, maybe added 2 or 1, I don't know why, but they added some more nodes. So if you see here, the C file has been removed because I asked to revert me back to this. So whatever data we have at this point in time, that point in time they removed it. But still they're not changing anything, right? All the things is still there. So other branches who's connected to this guy, they are not disconnected. There's no kind of challenge or fail happen. They're still pointing to this guy. Plus we also roll back. Okay, so that is the idea of the revert. Revert also might face, guys, conflict. So how to resolve the conflict the same way you can resolve the conflicts also. And there's one thing, and just one more thing I want to tell you here. It is very interesting. Maybe I can show you in this example. So in the revert, right now my head is there. So you can use head like this. So you can revert back to one back, or 2 back, or 3 back. Let's say I want to revert back to 3. So we can do it. So what happened? You are now want to reset yourself at this point in time, F32. Okay, so we can also write one more circle. I make the thing interactive. So this very interesting use case. I think it will create here. Let me show you. Let me run first this command. So we are going back to head 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3. I think we are touching to 6, 3, 2. Whatever data we have, I want to roll back. I makes this guy interactive. Now, what I want to show you here. They open this file. Okay, revert D1. Why they are showing 1 revert is revert. Okay, you know what I'm trying to show you. Technically they will do revert, that's for sure. Let me close this. I don't want to. They might have done. Okay, you know what I'm trying to tell you here is had to make this might be example. I want to show you two things, right? Maybe this might be not proper example created. So when we create this, they had this. I think I have one example with me. If I have one thing, let me 1 minute, guys. Let me check. This is the example. This is the right example, but I would like to if I can, I have something. I don't have right now, but but I want to I want to show you something like this. When I do interactive, they open this file and they already reverted back. So they open this file and then we can write some more extra commands. Okay, let me create one example in this way that might make sense. Instead what I'm doing here, I'm just doing rebasing. Okay, rebasing here. Now I am doing rebasing. I told you about rebase, right? But I want to rebase till here. Okay, so if I open this, they open that you are trying to rebase and 3 head back. Okay, and they open automatically this file and say because you are doing 3 head back, so I pick 152, 1E7B and AO something. So 3 things I am picking right now. So I will rebase your branch by having this particular this particular node. Right now there's no meaning of rebasing here. I'm just trying to very quickly create one example here just to understand what I'm talking about, right? So my point here, I was creating I wanted to do rebasing or maybe reverting. They open this file. Now while open this file, we can do some changes here. We can change the commands here. What I want to tell you, I can pick any of this command. For example, instead of pick this commit, I can say no, I don't want to do squares here. I want to do squares till here. What is square, you guys know. So any of this command we can pick. That's what the interesting thing. A lot of guys doesn't know about this concept. So while doing one operation, they open this file and we can create like this. Till here I want to do pick, means want to rebase. Then remaining part I want to do squares, or maybe I can write one more thing by myself also here. And so as soon as I save this file, automatically this command will execute. This is a very unique concept. Again, very limited guys know and do. But let me share this file to you. But whenever you see this kind of opportunity, when this kind of file open, especially for comments, but don't use this command for the comments. We can write some more commands what you want to do. Okay, and a lot of commands, whatever we can do reset also, merge also. So at one save, multiple operations work for you. So if I save and close, so whatever the comments would be, now they're asking for the comments. I save the comments. We will do more something extra, so they run successfully. And accordingly, guys, they done the rebase and squashing also. You guys know squashing, 2 or 3 guys plug together, become one comment, and they attach here. Okay, so so that is the one unique thing I want to tell you about the interactive mode. That's what they have done. Okay, right now this example I just randomly pick anything, but doesn't make any sense. But my motto is to explain you interactive mode. We can pass the command and say, for this I want to do rebasing, then revert and head, and squashing, and one thing, and quickly they perform for you. And this is one thing. One more thing I want to tell you guys, even though that is not a part of our agenda, but a lot of guys asking from couple of classes. That is Git has a lot of graphical tool available. This is called GUI tool, or I can say the desktop tool that you can install in your laptop. And whatever guys you have done from a command line till date, I focus more on command line because real world mostly we do on the command lines. There's one thing. And if you want to have automation, right? So automation mostly we use the commands, right? Maybe in the scripts, maybe the kind of tools. So knowing the command is very important. That's what my focus area would be more on command line, but they have a lot of graphical tool also available that makes the life simple. Without knowing any of the commands, we can do everything from the graphical plus multiple connectivity also we can do. Okay, so a lot of graphical tool available for the Git GUI, but one of the famous tools is called Git Kraken. Very famous tool, very powerful tool, Git Kraken. as a one tool. Okay, so let me show you how to use this. So we search for Git Kraken, this tool. You can download also. So just click and download this tool. It's available for all the operating system. Okay, go and download the latest version. So I'm downloading this Git Kraken tool. They give you for some trial period also. And more, this tool is free technically, but some of the advanced features they have, they are not free. They especially come in the Git Kraken tool, where is a very unique features they have for multiple further integrations. But we don't need as such right now. So I'll download this tool. What are features they provide you free, that is enough for us. Okay, so this is a tool I have downloaded, and in my case, system and this tool is might already install in my case, but let me very quickly reinstall it. Okay, so guys, this tool also give you very beautiful this kind of visuals. Okay, plus not only visuals here, guys. GitViz is only giving the visual, but by this tool we can do kind of branch, merge conflict, difference. One single tool for everything, I can say. Post, pull, all the activity that you have seen till date, we can perform by this tool. So very powerful tool, but easy to use. We can see real time workspace, work in progress, staging area, commit area, what is going here and then, differences. We can do revert very easily. So that's what the tool is all about. By the meantime, guys, this tool is downloading, it's only downloaded and then installing here. I want to tell you one more last feature of the GitHub. Over here, this topic is called issue. Okay, so what is the idea? Let me go to the GitHub over here in this project. So this project, guys, we was working on the same project, guys, that you fork over here. So what can we do in this project? There is a tab called issue here. Okay, and what can we do? Maybe you can think in this way. In this project, somebody is working on this particular project, and they found in this project this file has some bug, or maybe this project has no readme file. Okay, normally in GitHub we need readme file that will show, they will show you the content in the first page. They don't have. So somebody create an issue, or maybe I am the owner of this project. I create an issue because I have multiple different team members working together with me as a contributor of this project. So what I can do, I can create one issue and say I find some bug in this this file, or I find some issue in this project. So I want raising some issue here and allocating this issue to some team member so they can fix this issue. Okay, and for fixing this issue or the bug or adding new feature, I am giving some timeline. Okay, and timeline to you that within 7 days you have to complete this issue. And so I can track the issues were complete on timeline or not. If it's not complete, they will show me some kind of pop-up somewhere that this issue is still pending. Somebody has not yet completed it. And plus, based on the issue, we can mark this issue that this issue is very critical or small or nothing very important, or some bug fixes. So we can mark the issue so that anybody to whom we allocated this issue, they come to know the severity of this issue, how severe they are, how critical they are. So here for this, to setting up the milestone means the timeline. So we can create the milestone first here. Let me create some milestone. I don't have any milestone. So let me create a milestone to create that issue. So let's say complete or milestone of 2 weeks. I'm just giving some random name. And here they come up. Let's say I want to complete the issue within 5 days or in 2 weeks, for example, till it. So we can set this kind of milestone. One milestone created. Okay. So 0% completed on this milestone. We have to attach some project to this milestone. I'll show you how. But this milestone we created. Plus, we can also create our levels. Levels means the severity levels. Okay, means these are the pre-created severity levels given by GitHub, very commonly used. While giving somebody issue, I can say this issue is more into bug or document or duplicate, or you want to enhance the feature, invalidity issues, or maybe create your own levels here. I can say this issue I'm talking about is critical issue, right? So give some name, whatever name you want to give. Is change the color code from here. Let's say I want to give the color code pure, this color, for example. Okay, create the level. So in your project, you can create multiple levels, multiple milestones you can create. Okay, then what can you do? Now you can create the issue. And how you can get the issue here? So create a new issue. Okay, and just give an issue name. For example, I found maybe I found the readme file not exist, something like this. So I just give some issue name, leave some comments. This is a comment. Okay, to whom you want to assign. So all the guys you have in your organization, you want to assign to some member in the organization or member or other member. Right now I'm assigning to myself. So it will come and pop up in my account. That is, the some issues been assigned to me. I have to work in this project as a team. So this issue I have to resolve. And somebody, for example, I am the one assigning to this guy here. So I can set level here. All the level come up, guys, whatever exists already and you have created. So I said this is very critical. This kind of level I've set here, critical. And I also set my timeline. I'm giving the timeline to you, the 2 weeks. So this timeline come over here. So this is what I provided. Let's say this is a comment from owner of this account or the guy or the manager who are managing this project, and submit this. So the guy who this account, they log in. When they log in, they find the issue or some pop-up come up that they have the issue, that is issue to this guy. Okay, and every issue, guys, they give us some unique number. This number is very important. Why? I'll tell you in a minute. So let me put this number somewhere for a minute. This number. This number. So this is the issue number given by the GitHub. Okay, and we can see the track what is going on. So this guy has created the level, milestone, assigned these things to somebody. Okay, and this is what the progress going on. And every week basis, you can see for 2 weeks, the bar is keep on going on, limit time come up. Otherwise, they will show you the time milestone completed. The project is not yet completed. So anyone who is working in this particular what I say project, they will working on this, and they start working and create a readme file. Create the readme file here. Okay, maybe from here, and then the commit. And after the commit, they can come to this issue here and just write the comment that whatever issue you guys are talking about, it is still open. The issue is not yet completed, is open. So now I have done this part. And they can write the comment if they want, and then they can close the issue. Close the issue. Okay, this is one thing. But I want to show you guys this concept in different way. Okay, maybe most of you guys work in the command line. So maybe the guy to whom you assign the issue, they are working on the command line. So what they do, let me first clone this project from here as HTTPS. I'm cloning this project into my local system. Okay, local system in the same folder with clone. Okay, I'm cloning this project. I want to work directly in my laptop. This project cloned. Okay, and guys, wherever clone the project from, right, automatically in this project, you can see the remote. This will automatically connect it to this organizer only, same path. So if you want to push something in the future, if you don't know the password of this account, you want to be able to push. So from wherever you clone, either you know the password, you want to push further, or if you don't know, you can remove this line and put your account details so they can push that. If you want to push again back to the GitHub, but I know my this password, so I can push there. So let's say in my local system, I go and create some readme file.md as a markdown language. This is what the file they are looking for here. Like I said, this from local, okay, and I will add into my local system. I will commit into my local system from local, okay, local, and I commit here, okay. But the interesting thing is, right, this commit message has one powerful thing. In the commit, while you do commit, okay, here they follow one interesting syntax. This message always go to commit. By commit, there's one more interesting internal syntax is after the commit message, you can write comma, okay, and you can pass one command here, command called close command. So what this commit message says, they say the commit message plus we are also sending the command called close, and here we are giving the issue ID. That's called 96. That's called 96. Okay, so technically, when I commit this message, okay, let me show my logs here. In this commit, right, they use a command called close 96. It means, okay, this commit message has a commit message plus a command called close, and this close means if any issue exists in my GitHub account with the issue number 96, I'm sending the instruction to close it. But this because this part has been closed. But how they come to know this part is done? I have to push back my data to the GitHub, and they come to know something has been resolved because I'm changing everything in my local system. Okay, so when I push data back to my GitHub, the account data has been uploaded into the GitHub, and if I refresh, this data come up. Okay, come up here, but this time we are sending the data with this special kind of syntax here. Okay, again, very limited guys know about the syntax that I'm talking about. But if I write the syntax properly, so what happened, guys, without manually you go in the issue and close the issue will automatically closed. This is the right way to do it. Otherwise, you know, it will not right way. You just change here, then manually go and close it. So after you fix the issue, final commit when you're doing in your but before you push the data, if you feel the things what these guys are looking for is really done, so you can pass this kind of special command to close the issue. So without manually go and close, we can also do this, but this is the better way to do it because normally we always write the git commands from the commands, and we normally integrate with Jenkins, other tools. So they will do some automation for you. So Jenkins, for example, is the one who will go and contact to GitHub and say, close the issue. For this, you should know this kind of concept. Otherwise, it won't work automatically. Because I don't want to manually go and do it. And now what you see here in the issue, what the issue I was working on has been closed automatically. Here, it's not available here. It has come into the closed category. This issue has been closed successfully. Here they come in the closed category. Last time it was open. Now it's coming in the closed category. Okay, so very, very interesting concept, right? But it makes the things so simple and life easy. So now this issue has been closed. And you can see the marker here is being closed. Your milestone is achieved. What a critical milestone you have, it has been achieved. So very, very interesting practical if you think in this way. But small guys things that if you try to understand, this makes a lot of things very much powerful and automated. That is idea, guys, about the issues also, right? Now one more last thing is a Git Kraken. So Git Kraken, guys, they say is the Git Kraken, we have detected some SS key in your local laptop. They might find some bug, I don't know why, but they're finding. So it doesn't matter, I don't think so we have bug here. Okay, so how can I do? So This key was not generated by Git Kraken. This key has been removed from all the Git hosts. So let me use this. Continue with the Git Kraken. Okay. Now, first you have to log in this Git Kraken first time. So I'm logging via GitHub account. Okay. So I'm logging via GitHub account. So continue authorize Git Kraken tool. Okay. I'm logging with my account. I say yes, authorize Git Kraken tool login. I have to give my password of my account to login. So this tool, guys, is there in my laptop, but they're asking my GitHub account to log in to the Git Kraken. And now after login, you will see the Git Kraken tool look something like this. I would like to go for 7 days trial. Okay, accept the agreement. So that's why, guys, your Git Kraken tool look like this. Okay, and now what can you do here? You have the workspace. Okay, in the workspace, or you have some kind of old, I have some old repository with me. So let me create one new workspace. Okay, so this kind of look and feel you can see. So I actually click on the workspace. Let me create workspace. Just give the name, let's say my workspace Git Kraken. Okay, personal workspace. And okay, we want to keep where you want to create the workspace. So I want to create this workspace. 1 minute. Workspace, maybe let's say GitHub. Okay, which repository? We can give the repository name. I don't have any option come up. Let me create, not here, right? Rather than what I'm going to do. 1 minute, please. Let me close everything to have a proper screen. Close this one. Okay. That makes more sense. So guys, when you log in first time, you see actually this screen, and now here they're talking about, do you want to connect from the GitHub, get the repository from there? All the repository will come up here, whatever you guys sync with. Okay, give the details, which repository you want to sync from the GitHub, Bitbucket, all the guys, or you want to clone the repository from the GitHub, or you want to create a local repository, what you want to do. So let me create a local repository. Let's say my workspace Git Kraken repository. They're creating some of my folder. Okay, and after this, 1 minute, where the option, let's create the repository. So guys, this is like a git init command. So they have created a git init command. Okay, and you can see from here, they have the main branch created. Only one branch we have. Okay, in this particular repository means the folder name, one branch created. All right, and now what I'm going to do, I want to add a new file here. So in this particular, let me go to this particular, repository. 1 minute. So what I want to show you here is, okay, so these are the guys options we have. We can very quickly do it, but I wanted to have the terminal directly here. So in this repository, I'm getting the terminal. It takes some a second to get the terminal, so I can write some files. So again, we can add and remove. So they show you this terminal of this repository, and now in this repository we have no file access, only one readme file they automatically create for you. But let me create one file. Let's say get a.txt with some data a. That's all. Okay, so there's a different power selection they created here. Okay, so but some file has been created, so you can see one file in the working directory has been changed, it's been created here. Okay, so let me close this terminal. So they say you start working on the work in progress. One thing you have changed here, okay, when they also show a pop-up, one file will change the working directory. Okay, so we're going to change what change you have done. I say yes, view, show me. They say one new file you have created, a.txt. This one, click here. There's a file you have added here. Do you want to do some changes here? Edit this file. We can actually change, edit this file. We can actually also edit, save. Okay. So now this file is still into my unstaging area. You have to stage the file, get add command, same thing we can do here, stage the file. That's okay. One click, the file has been staged. The thing your file has been completely done. You want to again unstage, click here, again file unstage. Again stage, but you think your file is done and you want to commit this file. Okay, so you want to commit this file, you can just go here, write the summary of commit. Okay, maybe description also, commit number 1. Okay, 1, and commit this file. Now, what will be my main head is connected to this guy. Okay, so these are two commits we have. Our main head is connected to this guy. So guys, this tool makes things so simple very quickly. We can visual here, we can get a branch, we can get the stresses. So for example, the main, I want to create a new branch. From here we can reset the main branch, soft, hard, mix. I talked about revert, I talked about drop, almost everything we have talked about here. So we create a branch from here, set the dev1 branch. So master and dev1 branch both is pointing here, both is pointing to same one. Okay, but I want to take my dev1's branch ahead. So I'll go to my dev1 branch and start putting the file. Okay, and right now we are to dev1 branch. Anything that I write in the dev1 branch will go to my my dev1 branch. I'll again go to the folder. Let me create the file. If the touch command support here, let's say d1.txt. This file created. If this command supported here, or then we use the cat command d.txt, okay, to support this new file created. But now this file is created in my dev1 branch. Okay, so the work is in progress. Okay, what one things we have added here, you can click with one, they can show this new file created. You want to put in the staging area, yes. You want to commit by dev1, you can commit these changes. Now you can see my dev1 branch is one branch ahead, master is one branch behind the dev1 branch, right? So just click on the master. Now you will land it to the master. You are still here, or technically from here you can change to the main branch. Main branch is also known as a master branch. Okay, in some of the version, instead of main branch, we give the name called, instead of master branch, we give the name called main branch. So we are here, and you want to push, you want to pull from the branch. So from here, what pull strategy you want to use, rebase you want to use, fetch all, fast forward, right? So I want to push, I want to pull this branch, fast forward, because for the pull, obviously you need GitHub. But I think you guys got the idea, right? So all the things you can do whatever you guys know. Or this commit, particular area I want to commit, or these are the options that we have discussed, right? So it's just so much simple tool. We have a branch again option here to create more branches. Pop, stress we have discussed, pull, that's all. So very intuitive, very clear tool. But thing is, they have raw options to connect with multiple things. Other things, they also have the board and timeline, or board enterprise, especially board options. That is part of Git Kraken. I'm not discussing right now, right? But with respect to Git and the branches and other things, yeah, they're very clear, very easily can do, see the difference. Any merge conflict come up, we can also resolve the conflict directly. Also here, we can see the difference here. So that is, guys, whole idea about this tool. Okay, directly you can push to the GitHub. For the first file, integrate with the GitHub initially. Okay, so we just go and integrate with the GitHub. Maybe from in the settings somewhere you can find how to integrate. Okay, to a remote system. Okay, just connect to GitHub, give the account details, and they connect. So from here you can also start pushing and pulling directly to the Git and GitHub. Okay, that is a guy's whole and complete idea. So that's all, guys, about this training of Git and GitHub. I think from first day I started with zero knowledge. quickly, we build multiple concepts, start about the internal, how the things work, explain you some of the things, what kind of data structure they're using behind the scenes. So if you know the data structure, something you can also create by yourself, right? To managing this kind of source code management. Okay. And if you know how to get the web front or web app in Node.js or Merl or Python CGI, you can also create some kind of look and feel app for your use cases. If you want to build your own SCM tool, there's a different point. Okay, multiple use case, that's all the main thing I discussed to you. Plus, I show you some of the main key things, very unique things that mostly we don't know about in GitHub, right? You know, last time I showed you the close command and revert and squares command that we can directly put in the files. So those things I explained to you. But interesting thing is, the Git is a very simple command. Normally, if we take this command as a very much underestimated kind of command, but you can see there's a huge possibilities we have just in one single command and tool. But this tool and command doesn't create the entire DevOps world. In the DevOps, one person and the entire DevOps part or complete life cycle of the software development they handle. Okay, so like this, everybody has a different role in DevOps to handle multiple things, right? Ansible has a different things to handle, Jenkins has different things to handle, Terraform has a different thing to handle, and something like this. But all those guys work together, connect together, can solve one big thing, one big pipeline they can create to automate everything. That's what I can say here.